Hi there and welcome to part 3 of the poll, where I actually look about where problems can occur and why, and maybe how to stretch and massage your horse to help them feel better. Okay, there are 3 potential problems that you can have in your horse's poll. The first one is structural defects. Now, these are either structural defects that your horse is born with, or maybe some arthritis if they're older in life, or some damage. These really need to be x-rayed and diagnosed by your vet, but this is a possibility. The second cause of problems is what I would call maltreatment. So that's poor or unsympathetic riding. Riding where you're causing tension, muscle spasms, muscle tightness around the poll area. And of course, the third area is areas of trauma. So an accident, a fall, a pullback, or something like that. Most of the problems we do see in the poll, however, are actually from number 2, sadly. So what are some of the behaviours you might see if your horse has a problem in the poll? A resistance to flexion, a resistance to being controlled using the bit, some jarring head movements, and sometimes it's even shown up in tightness down here around the shoulder area. So working with your horse in this area is really quite easy, so it's surprising a lot of us don't do it more often. Okay, so identifying where there's actually pain in this area, I like to look at these muscles around the wings of the atlas, the straight and oblique muscles of the head, and by using some pressure on here, we can see how the horse reacts. Sometimes the horse reacts quite violently with the head up, remembering some horses will lower their head if they've been trained to do so in this spot, so don't mistake obedience for pain. However, you can tend to see a pain response by a push against, a pull away from that area. So we're just palpating and feeling around here. It's really quite simple. Okay, so when we give the horse a bit of a massage here, if you've found there's an area of tension, what we first do is start with 5 to 10 minutes of gentle relaxation around those oblique muscles. Now, I think often what we do is not spend that time to get the horse relaxed, because until the horse is relaxed and his head lowers, head, poll and neck lowers in this spot from the relaxation, then you won't be able to get in a little bit deeper to the muscles. So we're going to spend 5 to 10 minutes just massaging this area to get the horse to relax. Now, I'm standing out here on a windy day with things going on. It's probably not the best, but we all know when our horse relaxes and just starts to drop its head and poll that we've got a little bit more relaxation in that area. Okay, once you've got them slightly more relaxed, and look at your clock please, and make sure you're spending that 5 or 10 minutes so that you can try and get your horse as relaxed as possible. Now what you can do is use a little bit more firm pressure and slightly circular motion to actually get in and have a look to see if there's any knots, and feel with your fingers. Sometimes even closing your eyes is a really great way to feel that muscle and feel what you can see. And we're just looking at trying to relax that out at the moment. If your horse is tense around the poll and he is showing areas of tension and pain, the other areas we can address are just under the ear here, and just like a sawing, rubbing motion can really help them settle a little. This temporalis muscle, you can give that a bit of a massage with just some really light pressure. Another one we can look at here is the masseter muscle. Fingertip pressure just in a circular motion, not too heavy. This can be really good if you find that your horse carries some tension in their jaw and locks that up. This is talking about all the front area of the horse here that we've already discussed is so important in our riding that it shows relaxation. Now we're going to have a look at some stretches. What we're trying to do with the stretches is to stretch out this joint that's between the back of the skull and the atlas, and even the atlas and the axis. Okay, quick horse change. Spider wasn't being very cooperative. Windy days are really hard to get the horses to be cooperative though, so let's see what we get here. Okay, so first up, I'm actually going to see if I can get Jaffa to relax his head into my hands. I'm not going to get a lot of relaxation from him, so I'm just going to take a small try at this stage. But if we can get a relaxation in the head and the weight in your hands, and then just the slight nod movement is enough to give a little bit of a stretch in that joint up there at the pole. A next one that you can do is something similar, but instead of the yes, we're going to do the no. In this one, we will hold the neck slightly behind the ears, and even using the halter, just do a very, very slight no movement. I'll give it a go. There we go, just a small no. That's all I want from him at this stage. The next stretch is you can use a carrot, or if you can do it without, which is sometimes better because they get very aggressive and jumpy sometimes at carrots. We want to put the carrot under his chin. So we're going to try and get this stretch. And forward. There we go, that's the beginning of that. Good boy, and you can see how we're stretching out this area of him. After the carrot on the chin, we're then going to do a carrot on either side of the lips. So we'll bring this chin back down again if I can, and then go to the side of the lip, and you can see I'm getting him trying to bite me because he thinks I has a carrot. What I'm looking for here is a slight head tilt, which I'm not getting. Try again. Yeah. And to there, here, and to this side of the lip, so that we get that nice tilt. Another way to get a head tilt is, of course, to use your carrot, which I'm going to give a go now. Can we step forward a bit, please, Jaff? And ask the horse to basically bring its head. I'm standing this way at his shoulder, and I'm going to bring his head down to my hip. Here it is. Once he's down, I'm going to actually lift the carrot slightly up so that we can get that tilt in his head. And obviously you're going to do these stretches both ways. Another way to get the neck extension, of course, once you've got the carrot, is straight out. And our aim with stretches is to train them to do it enough that they're not bolting at the carrot, and you can hold it there for a short amount of time, which Jaffa and I aren't showing very successfully today. Let's try this again. And we're getting a nice stretch of the pole. Another good stretch that you can use is actually an ear pull stretch. Now with this one, what we're going to do is very light pressure and give a slight pull on his ear. Now, if you're unconvinced that this is going to help, pull your own ear and feel the relaxation you can feel through your jaw. So there you go, they're my favourite pole stretches: the neck extension, the head tilt, the ear pull, and then the nose to chin, the carrot to chin, and either side of the lips. They're my favourite ones to do, so go out and give them a whirl with your horses, and I'll keep practicing, so maybe one day I can show you an updated one where they're doing it well. Thanks for listening. Hope this gave you some really helpful tips about how to look after and keep an eye on your horse's pole, and I'll see you next week.